Good morning and welcome to currencytransfer.com's morning market update. The main headlines are that the sterling rally seems to have run out of steam a little. The Brexit transition terms have been outlined and the euro continues to strengthen. Throughout 2017, we saw a fairly cyclical flow and reaction in sterling to Brexit and the Brexit negotiations. Usually, whenever there was a lull in the negotiations, it saw the pound stage a bit of a rally as optimism came in that we were going to manage to get a good deal. And then, as soon as the talks restarted, optimism was questioned by hard fact and the reality of what was going on, and indeed sterling started to fall off the back of it. And that very much seems to be the case where we are right now. We've seen a fantastic rally in sterling ever since the December agreement was reached, which meant that stage 2 could progress. And indeed, that sterling rally was largely unwarranted. However, traders seem very determined to take cable through 140 and beyond. And also, the ensuing strength against a single currency bolstered sterling across the board. However, yesterday the transition terms were announced, and brief summary of that means that from the end of March next year, 2019, all the way through to the end of December 2020 will be the transitionary period. Within this period, the UK must continue to observe and obey the EU laws and regulations, but they will have zero power to affect or indeed veto any new EU laws that are being discussed in that period. There will also be no cherry picking, and so free movement of labour has to be observed during that period. The only positive really is that, or the lack of restriction rather, is that new trade relationships can be negotiated. However, they can't be implemented until the end of December 2020 when the transitionary period ends. So back true to form on the reaction to all of this, sterling tanked. Reacted very badly across the board. It fell back towards 140 against the dollar. And indeed, against a single currency, it fell through 113.50. We'll put the exact rates in the comment below for you. Looking ahead today, for what it's worth, the Bank of England Governor Mark Carney is speaking later today. However, it's very unlikely that any comments that he has to make will help reverse the declines in sterling that we saw yesterday. Over in the Eurozone, you'll remember that last week with the ECB meeting, Draghi didn't mention anything about the timing of any reduction to the asset purchase scheme. Ultimately, any tightening of the monetary policy was not seen as necessary just yet. Yesterday, we heard comments from ECB board member Prayet, who reiterated this, confirming that really the ECB will only stop pumping money when they are confident or more confident over inflation. So for the short term, at least, the ECB are going to be the ballers of the central banking market, spraying that cash all over the show. Over in the US, it could be an interesting week for the dollar. Two main points of interest. Obviously, tomorrow we have the Fed meeting, which is largely going to be focused on the handover from Janet Yellen to the incoming chair, Jerome Powell. And then Friday's the big one, the big bit of data, the monthly highlight, the non-farm payrolls. So non-farm Fridays, it will involve a sweepstake across many a dealing floor of London, and our office is no different. So any help, any tips, any hints that you want to give me, drop a comment below, because I really want to win this one. It's a bigger team now, bigger prize. Help me out, guys. All right, bye for now. Have a good day.